boys.
The war in Ukraine escalates as Ukraine prepares for the next phase of operations against the Russians. Valerii Zaluzhnyi, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine, dubbed as the Iron General, announces the imminent launch of a long-anticipated counteroffensive. In a captivating video titled "Time to Take Back What's Ours," Gen Zaluzhnyi showcases Ukraine's readiness to confront and destroy the enemies. Ukrainian troops are seen rigorously training, brandishing their new Western-supplied equipment including German MBTs, American missile systems, and RPGs. These forces mobilize along the front lines, launching attacks against Russian targets. Notably, reports emerge of Ukrainian strikes on Russian defensive positions in the occupied city of Berdyansk. Meanwhile, Russia claims to have destroyed Ukrainian drones and intercepted cruise missiles. President Volodymyr Zelensky hints at a potential counteroffensive to reclaim captured territories, but the exact date remains undisclosed. A recently released video by Ukraine, accompanied by a prayer-inspired narrative of decisive offensive and sacred vengeance, amplifies the anticipation surrounding the upcoming military operations. This development follows speculations from Russia's paramilitary group Wagner, suggesting that General Zaluzhnyi suffered severe injuries in a Russian strike, leading to weeks of his disappearance. Disinformation campaigns from both sides further complicate the situation. While Ukraine has not explicitly confirmed the start of military operations, previous claims indicate that the counteroffensive might already be underway in the Donbas region. Expectations for a decisive Ukrainian counteroffensive intensify amid the ongoing war with Russia. The shadowy Russian mercenary group Wagner claims to have captured the besieged city of Bakhmut, a strategic location where Ukraine reportedly planned its counteroffensive. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of Wagner, declares that Ukraine's counteroffensive has already begun and anticipates a more active phase in the coming weeks. Prigozhin alleges that the Ukrainian Air Force exhibits heightened activity, targeting Wagner's defensive positions in Bakhmut. He further claims the killing of Major General Iyur Tantsira, commander of Kiev's territorial defense forces, in an artillery strike. These assertions by Wagner's chief raise doubts about the status and effectiveness of Ukraine's counteroffensive. Conflicting narratives surrounding the battle for Bakhmut highlight the prevalence of disinformation, making it challenging to ascertain the true state of affairs on the ground. The heightened rhetoric and conflicting reports contribute to the uncertainty surrounding the outcome of the war in Ukraine. As both sides maneuver for control and influence, the stakes remain high. The West, particularly countries like Germany and the United States, has provided substantial support to Ukraine, supplying advanced weaponry and equipment to bolster its defense capabilities. The German-made main battle tanks, American missile systems, and RPGs showcased in Ukraine's preparations for the counteroffensive highlight the extent of foreign assistance. These contributions underscore the international community's commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty and the need to counter Russian aggression. Diplomatic efforts to resolve the conflict continue, with various nations engaging in mediation and negotiation processes. Leaders from the United States, Germany, and other influential countries hold discussions to explore possible avenues for de-escalation and a peaceful resolution. The war in Ukraine exacts a heavy toll on both sides, with significant losses and casualties reported. Russian forces have faced setbacks and incurred substantial losses during clashes with Ukrainian troops. These losses include casualties among Russian soldiers and Wagner mercenaries, as well as the destruction of military equipment and infrastructure. While Russia attempts to downplay its losses and present a narrative of success, independent reports and testimonies from the ground reveal a different reality. The resilience and determination of Ukrainian forces, backed by Western support, pose a formidable challenge to Russian military objectives. Amidst the fighting, innocent civilians bear the brunt of the conflict. Thousands of Ukrainians have been displaced from their homes, seeking refuge in safer regions or crossing borders in search of security. The humanitarian crisis deepens as access to basic necessities and healthcare becomes increasingly limited in war-torn areas. The human cost of the war in Ukraine is immeasurable. Families torn apart, lives shattered, and communities devastated underline the urgent need for a peaceful resolution. As the conflict persists, the international community must not lose sight of the human suffering endured by those caught in the crossfire. The outcome of the conflict in Ukraine also has broader geopolitical ramifications. It has the potential to redefine power dynamics in the region and influence the balance of power between Russia and the West. The conflict highlights the competing interests and spheres of influence at play, with Ukraine caught in the midst of these competing forces. As the war in Ukraine rages on, the path to peace remains uncertain. Efforts to reach a lasting resolution and ceasefire continue, but obstacles persist. Both Ukraine and Russia must demonstrate the political will and commitment to engage in meaningful negotiations and find common ground. The international community has a crucial role to play in facilitating dialogue, promoting diplomatic solutions, and providing humanitarian aid to those affected by the conflict. Sustained pressure and engagement from influential nations can help create an environment conducive to resolving the crisis peacefully. Ultimately, the future of Ukraine hinges on the ability of all parties involved to prioritize diplomacy over military confrontation. A peaceful resolution would allow for the healing of wounds, the reconstruction of war-torn regions, and the restoration of stability and prosperity for the Ukrainian people. What are your thoughts on the war in Ukraine? How do you perceive the geopolitical ramifications and the potential path to peace? Feel free to share your insights and perspectives in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this episode of Warzone. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we'll see you next time.